Welcome in, y'all, to another special edition, or our first special edition of our championship top three of Chop Shop Weekly. How you doing, Jason Day?
Good, Brad. I'm excited about this championship in the O'Reilly series.
Yeah, thanks for coming in on Saturday. I know it's something different. We're getting some special content out there. We got all the top three drivers hanging out with us today. Pat Green, RB Turner, and Tyler Lemon. We're going to go over a few stats to begin with, and they're going to Homestead. Going to be a good race track. Cool at night. Tyler Lemon's leading right now by 5 points over the field. Pat Green 5 back, and RB Turner 8 back.
That's a close championship battle. You couldn't ask for anything more for this O'Reilly's championship. It's played out the way that ChopShop wanted it, the way Signatures wanted it for the broadcast. What a great championship it's been so far, and congratulations to all three. Actually, to everybody that's in the championship. It's such a close battle with these three that we knew it was going to come down to this for this last race, and I'm super excited to talk to them all and talk about how the seasons went for every one of them and how it's turned out, how they feel they've turned out, and where they feel like they're going to finish after Homestead next week.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk to these guys one-on-one and then all together. Great group of guys. Very cool and demeanor guys, all three of them. Very patient. They don't just go up there and run you hard and wreck you. They're very, all three of them are championship caliber drivers.
Absolutely. They've showed it week in and week out. They all have a chance to win every week. They're basically battling each other every week as it is, and Tyler's shown his strength with the amount of wins he has, but Pat has wins and RB's there. It's been good all season long.
Yeah, Tyler's got 7 wins. Pat Green's got 3. RB's got 2. Pretty good stage wins for Tyler as well. 5. Pat's got 3 stage wins, and RB's got 1. The pole positions: 6, 2 and 2. Top 5s: 15 for Tyler, 13 for Pat. RB with 17. It's close all the way around.
It really is. Yeah, you couldn't ask for anything better.
We're gonna go ahead and bring up RB to talk with him. First off,
Hey,
welcome
RB.
in, RB.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing good. What's the pressure like? You're sitting 8 points back, going into the final race at Homestead. What's the pressure like on you?
Oh, no pressure. No, a lot of pressure, actually. I'm trying to pretend it's no pressure, but it's a lot of pressure. These guys are tough.
But do you think the pressure is more on you, or like is it being the third place guy, or do you think it's more on Tyler where he's leading now and he has to hold that? Like you go out and you have a really good race and you put everything you have into it. You've done everything you can. You have a bad race. You're not, like the pressure's not on you Tyler's got to hold off where he's at, right? So you kind of just race your race and hope things fall in place for you to get those 8 points back. I don't think the pressure is on you per se where you have to be perfect, but you kind of have to be perfect, I guess. So where the points are so close, I guess you all have to be, but I feel like you're so calm and collective that you're not too worried about it, but maybe you hide that a lot.
I hide it a little bit. I will say that being in my position, I don't have a whole lot to lose. Like, technically, I guess I could still finish probably 5th, but I got a pretty good lead on 4th and 5th there, to where it's pretty much go out and just try to take the championship. And I got a lot less to lose than what Tyler or Pat would have right now.
Yeah, you definitely do. You've got about 35-point cushion over 4th, and it's hard for 5th to even get there unless he goes out and wins the stage and wins the race, which is possible.
I did the math, and if I'm correct, the most amount of points you could gain in a single race is 58. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
think so.
I would have to get no bonus points and finish 25th or
Right.
worse in
Which
order
is-
for me to lose 5th place. So a 4th place I would have to finish like maybe 15th. So it's still, if he goes out and wins the stage and the pole and everything, then if I finish like 14th or better, then I'm still good. So
Does this off week kill your momentum going into the championship?
it doesn't kill my momentum. It does kind of, it builds the anxiety, I think. because it's like you want to get it done, you want to get it over with. It's like we got one race to go, and it's let's do it. It's like, well, I would run that race right now if we could. So
I think all three of you probably would run it right now if you all could. I think everybody feeling the same way. Do you take this extra week and do you prepare more or practice more, or do you think that makes it? For me, just for example, if I practice more, I think I overthink it more and I tend to do worse. I think just going into it and running, knowing what the track is like, is easier for me. But do you take this extra time and do you prepare more? Do you do more long runs, take some scenarios, that kind of stuff?
I might run a couple different scenarios that maybe I wouldn't normally run, but I wouldn't say that I would practice more, just because if it was a road course, I would definitely practice more. But being the kind of track it is, Homestead, we're all very familiar with Homestead. I think we're all very good at Homestead. I think maybe just trying to work on a pace that might hopefully be able to save those tires better than Tyler Lemon can somehow, some way. But yeah, if anything, then I might try to be figuring out just a good pace to run,
right,
for the long green flags.
So off the bat of the race, just hypothetically, so you normally like to fall back and follow Tyler. Is that going to be your plan going in the race? Follow what Tyler's doing and then try to pounce on him at the end of the stage, and then do the same thing in the second stage before the checkered flag? Or like, what kind of strategy are you going to try to play? Would you try to play something different if there's a late race caution?
He's not going to tell us his strategy.
I'm just trying to get some details here.
Well, it's hard to tell a strategy anyway, to be honest with you, because a lot of plans that I make during the race or for the race usually don't play out that way. It's all on the fly. A caution comes out. Oh my God, we're only 12 laps into a run. What do I do? Or caution comes out. We got 6 laps to go. Should I pit? There's 7 guys on the lead lap. Maybe I should pit. I could probably get back, but I don't know. It's just you never really know. Yeah, a lot of the strategy is going to come out on the fly. I could just say that as of right now, I'm gonna do whatever I feel like I need to do to be able to take care of those tires. So I know Homestead is going to be a tire eater, and the fall off is real there. So yeah, I'm just no pressure though.
No, none at all.
I hope you guys get an extra set of tires going into Homestead.
I was actually just thinking that right there.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I was
maybe it would play out for somebody like me, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that extra set sometimes. I feel like most of the ChopShop races in all the series kind of just, you have just the right amount to even it out throughout the race. And I feel like sometimes that one extra set just to throw something weird in there, somebody at the back maybe take a set in the middle of a run to get up through, or you have that extra set just to play on it. I think it adds a little bit more to the strategy. That's my part of the argument. Other people say no, because it's about saving tires, and if you have an extra set, guys are just going to use them. Well, I think that's the point of it. Like, it's to throw something else in there, and I wouldn't mind seeing some of the other series have that one extra set that you weren't just everybody. Right now, it feels like everybody pits at the exact same time in all the series because you're basically on the same strategy. You can't like change that because you don't have that one extra set.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think if there was an extra set, especially if it was a late race caution kind of scenario, you probably have half the field pit and half the field not, and it would make it real interesting. That's for sure.
So battling throughout the playoffs with both Pat Green and Tyler Lemon, what has been your biggest hurdle to overcome?
Wrecks. I got caught up in a lot of. I was in so many wrecks this year. I honestly, for a long time, I didn't even think I was going to make the playoffs. So, and I'm not going to mention any names on here, but there is a couple of people who I was quite frustrated with earlier in the season in the ChopShop O'Reilly. It wasn't Tyler or Pat. Both those guys are great. But
you can you're allowed to say Brad's name. He's right here. You're allowed to call
honestly,
him out.
it's not even Brad, man. It's Brad's a thorn in my side in other series, but he's been okay here.
Listen, me and him are teammates over in other series, so we kind of work good together most of the time. So I try to help him out when he needs the points, but at the same time, I'm crew chief and for Tyler, so
Got a conflict of interest going on right here. So
I called him a traitor the other night.
Yeah, I bet you did.
He did.
Yeah.
He's
Speaking
like,
of,
I
sorry,
need
go
help
ahead.
more than Tyler. You should be helping me. I'm like, I'm in
I
the
was like,
middle.
I said, I think Tyler's the one person who needs the least amount
Least
of help,
amount of
man.
help.
What are you
Exactly.
doing, man?
So speaking of that though, like crew chief or whatever, are you for championship night? Are you going to have anybody on your side or an actual like a real human spotter with you or helping you out during that night? Do you have any plans like that?
No, I don't have anybody that I
That you trust in
to
them?
do it. So
I know that feeling. Yeah.
yeah, it's if I mess up because of something stupid that I a call that I made or whatever, then I just mess up. I
Right.
accept it. I don't want to be mad at somebody else.
No, for
for
sure.
the same reasons. So yeah,
I like it. What's your confidence level heading into Homestead? How are you feeling? I mean, it's a multi-groove track. The nice thing about it, the wrecks probably will be little less there because of the amount of space you have to go. You can run top, middle, bottom, and make passes where you want to. I feel like it's probably going to go pretty much green. I think. Unless there's something happens on restarts. After the restarts, it kind of spreads out, I think. But what's your feeling about race wise and your confidence on finishing 1, 2, or 3 in this race?
I feel pretty good about it. Really, Homestead historically has been a relatively decent track. Not as much in the O'Reilly car, but I think it will be. I think it's going to be a good race. I feel pretty good about possible podium. I don't know if I can do enough to pass, Pat Green or Tyler Lemon.
Yeah.
I think something would probably have to happen to either of those guys. But, to at least, kind of maintain where I'm at, I feel good about having a good race.
Feeling pretty confident. He's calm, cool, and collected sitting there right now, and I think he'll be the same way when he starts next week. We've got some more questions for you coming up, though, RB, so we'll bring you back up with all the other guys, but thanks for taking the time, and congratulations on making this the top 3 and heading for this championship. You had a great season. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, congrats, RB, and we look forward to talking to you more here in a little bit. And by the way, go win the championship.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll bring up Pat.
Our second place in the championship right now, Mr. Pat Green.
Hey, thanks
Welcome
for
in, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Happy to be on.
So, Pat, you came up. I meant not to make any bad memories or anything, but you came up a little short in the ARCA Championship to me. But it was a tough season. It was a really good season. You raced. The first half of the season was excellent for you. You missed a couple races, which hurt some of your points as well. You end up missing the championship race. Even though it's a different series, all that kind of stuff. Are you feeling, you've been running well in all the series. You're obviously running really well in this O'Reilly series. It's been great to see you running up front. You've got 3 wins, top 5 every week. Do you feel like you got a little bit of redemption or something to show to go after another championship here? And do you think you're going to be able to pull it off against Tyler and RB?
Yeah, I think I have a big possibility to, close out a championship. We've been running pretty good these past few weeks and, picking up on that, being consistent and also making sure I can join the races as well. Because it's, like I've said in some of my interviews, it's real hard to get those points back once you lose them. So being consistent has been pretty important to me, especially going into this last race to make sure we have the momentum to be able to get those stage points and position myself for, good pit stops. And, once we get towards the end of the race, which hopefully, we'll see how the runs go, get a long run or whatnot, be able to push hard for that spot for where we need to finish, close out on this championship.
So I noticed the last couple of races, you've been really aggressive at the stages, trying to get that stage points, those stage wins. Is that a strategy you've been going at, or just been running better in that situation, or have you been purposely just running more aggressive, basically wasting that first set of tires and really going for it? Is that a strategy you've been going for, and are you probably going to do that again next week?
Yeah, just it the past few weeks it just been on the track because I know like a Kentucky or maybe like a Texas that we went to a few weeks ago, I wasn't that great. I tried out a few things in practice and it, in my mind, I'm thinking it's going to go a certain way, and then I get into the race, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm in trouble here, and no matter what I did, the tires just burn off, and I'm pretty decent at saving tires. Maybe not as good as Tyler or RB, as Jason likes to call them, the tire whisperer. So,
yeah.
But going to this last race, I I'm pretty good at Miami. I haven't done a O'Reilly race there in quite a while, but at least, from history's sake, I ran pretty good there and, I was able to save tires. So it just all depends on, where I start at in the race and just take my time from there. I know we're going to at least have at least 30 to 40 laps per stage. So just get in there, get settled in and do as I always do. Just like RB said, just thinking on the fly there, what would be the best course of action. But, the main thing is to not take myself out, from getting points at all. That's going to be pretty crucial to finish in that top 5, maybe even top 4, at least. 'Cause I think it's really going to come down to the final few points.
Yeah, you can't have a Michigan type race where you're battling for that 10th spot with some guy that's not even in the playoffs,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crew chiefing for your competition, thinking about that and stuff. So this year seems like over the last couple of years, well, the ARCA series and this series, you've gotten faster and had more speed. What do you contribute to having more of that speed and pace to keep up with the guys up front?
Yeah, just lots of practice and figuring out how to do it wrong, and then ask myself, okay, what can I do to get better here? And just keep running those scenarios in my head, or just actually get out there and test out, or even maybe set up an AR race or something, and just get out there and run just to get an idea. Then, of course, we get to the actual race and get out there and practice and just keep getting those reps in. I think it's important, even if you think you're pretty good at a place. I think it's always good to get out there and sharpen those the tip of the spear per se, because you never know what it's going to be like when you actually get out there and race. So just constantly get out there for me, and like I say, there's no there's certain tracks I know I can get out there and be very competitive at, and so I just try to do that and keep a positive mindset and, believe myself that I could actually get out there and be competitive at least.
So going into the championship week, how stressed out are you? And like,
He looks pretty calm to me.
are you on? Are you got nerves that aren't showing right now? Like, are you nervous? Like, tell us about that.
Yeah, normally I'm pretty calm. I think about it sometimes, but I am, it just slightly nerves there. But that's just the anticipation of, just getting there and actually going. I'm kind of like what RB said. I'm just ready to get it over with right now. But it at least this time off, it kind of gives me the chance to just go do something else, take my mind off of it. I think I mentioned to Brad last night when he asked me about coming on here today. I was doing Farm Simulator, so just doing other stuff like that, and just take my mind off of it for a while, and then because eventually it's going to come up. So and then once you go through those normal operations of okay, it's time to practice, and then time to qualify. Normally, I just block those other things out, because it's just routine for me and for all of us, really. And then once the race happens, it's just gonna start clicking off like that. So, the nerves, depending on where we are running on track at the very end, that's probably when it's going to start. I'm gonna start thinking about the points and all those sort of things there, and then it's going to be go time. But for now, it's just the nerves pop up a little bit here and there. But once I get going, I think I'll be okay.
Do you? Sorry,
Go ahead.
Brad.
Go ahead.
Do you put any more time in this week practicing than you normally would? Like, do you tend to practice quite a bit on your own, or do you get together with Wesley and Colby and talk to them a little bit about what your strategy is, or will one of those guys be in your corner next Saturday night as well?
I may ask up a couple of pointers here and there. It's kind of cool to have some friends, teammates that you can kind of lean on if needed. But since I'm fairly decent at Homestead, I may just go and do my own thing, which I kind of have been doing, and maybe just go and maybe look at some old footage of myself and see like, okay, yeah, I made that mistake there. I need to clean up there, or maybe I need to set that brake bias to a certain position so when I get to pit road, I don't spin myself out, and just trying certain scenarios and just seeing what may happen. But once you get to the race, it's just an open book. Anything is possible. So just kind of have in the back of your mind, like, okay, well, if caution come out in the middle of this fuel run here, what are you going to do? You going to pit, or you just going to stay out, get 2 tires, whatever the case may be. So, but yeah, just practice a little bit here and there, but just don't overdo it because, I think Jason, you even said it is you tend to make more mistakes with trying to cross off all those things
Right.
that, may come up and none of it may not even happen. It may be something that pop up that, you didn't even think about it. You just start second guessing yourself and I don't want to end up doing that. Just treat it as a normal race, but just in the back of my head, just remember like, okay, yeah, this is for championship. There is no next week, so you have to make the right call.
Put it all on the table for sure.
Is there any point in the race where you're going that could set off the panic button?
If the only scenarios I can think about is if I spin the tires on the restart and, got a handful of laps to go and then like, I'm in trouble, or if I speed on pit road, penalty, whatnot, or they even just have some weird accident and, lose out on the incident, the bonus points for incident points is, like I say, I think it's going to come down to the bonus points really of who can win these championships. I think we're going to all be running pretty close together. So I think those are the only scenarios that I can really think of where, probably got to push the panic button and got to pull a, trick out the hat to make something happen.
You got any other questions before we move on, Tyler, and then bring them back up?
No, I was just thinking about how calm Pat always sounds. He's got one of the most calming sounding voices when he speaks. He just it makes you feel at ease, and I hope his race on next Saturday goes just as well as how calm he feels right now. And we'll bring you back up here in a bit, Pat. But I really appreciate you being on. Congrats on making the top 2 right now in this championship, and you've got just as much shot as anybody else. And good luck to you next week, and we'll bring you up in a little bit. Appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Now we're going to talk to our points leader, 7 wins on the season, ChopShop, our non-biased ChopShop weekly driver. I got to give my love to Pat and RB. I mean, they're all great. You guys are all, I was just going to comment on it a second ago, was probably the 3 calmest guys to talk to, laid back, super easygoing, and they're 1, 2, 3 in a championship. Like you normally don't have that, but it just shows how calm, collected you guys all are. You don't push the issues, you don't cause wrecks, you don't get, you don't have those big incident totals, and it shows over a long season. That's why you guys end up being, 1, 2, 3, and why you're fighting for the championship. But welcome to the show, Tyler. Congrats on being first place heading into this championship weekend. Congrats on a heck of a season, 7 wins. I mean, you can't do much better than that. I mean, I think you'd like to finish with 8. Would be where you'd like to finish, but welcome to the show, and congrats on making this championship.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. Thanks for doing this on a Saturday. I know a lot of people have stuff going on, so glad to be on here.
I always take my day off for you, Tyler. It's all good. I'll just say,
thanks, man.
Easy on the favorites.
No, it's not fair. It's for everybody. It's for Pat. When Dove said that we're doing a show on Saturday, I said, well, those guys better be there, or I'm not doing it. It has to be for all those guys. So I appreciate it.
I confirmed it.
And this series has gone the way, like I've said it before, you couldn't ask it to be scripted any better than the way it is, to have the points this close. It shows how good the competition is in ChopShop. It shows how good the league is run, the way everything goes. So it's been really good. And how are you feeling?
Oh yeah, I wish it was tonight.
I think everybody feels the same way.
Yeah. I'm nervous thinking about it right now. So it's I got another week to go, and I don't know, man. When it comes about 8:15, I'm gonna be real nervous. So I usually get nervous. It'll be the first race of the season I get like that. So
it answers the question when we asked RB who's the most if there's pressure on him, and I don't think Pat and RB sounded pretty calm compared to what you sound like right now. It's when you're the points leader and you're the favorite, or not really the favorite, but you're I guess you're the favorite. You got 7 wins, but when you're the points leader, the pressure is definitely all on you.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I guess it's not just this race. It's it's kind of every race. I want to do good.
Right.
I look forward to this all week. I love racing with all these guys and the camaraderie and stuff like that. So, I want to do good. You don't want to get wrecked out 10 laps in or do something stupid
or 22
and
to
your
go.
night's ruined. And, so like all that plays into being nervous. But yeah, I'm going to be real nervous. I know when we ran Kentucky, was talking to Brad. I said, I was like, you know what? I need a blood pressure pill real quick here, so be definitely taking 1 or 2 of those before the race starts. And hopefully we can get the green flag going and just kind of settle in and calm down and race our race.
So you're gonna ask the doctor for another prescription before next week, or?
No, I've got plenty stashed away, so we're all right.
I'm just making sure we're going to be all right.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. It'll be good.
So, any different strategy going into the week that you're going to take tires at stage like everybody. Is there any other strategy throughout the race that you can do being the points leader? You're okay sitting a spot behind RB or spot behind Pat, but is there a point during the race that you hit the panic button?
If I let him get too far away after the stage break, kind of like what happened in Michigan, I just kind of got into relax mode and was just kind of having fun hanging out, and wreck happens and we're done. So that's kind of my mindset. Don't let him get that far away. It's tough for me. It's hard for people to save tires, but for me, it's hard to not save tires, and we can't do it. We can't let them get 3 or 4 seconds away. It's at night. There's going to be fall off, obviously, but it's not going to be fall off like it is during the day. So that would probably be when I hit the panic button. If there's times like I feel like, man, I'm feel like I'm driving hard enough that they shouldn't be driving away from me like this, and so then I kind of hit the panic button at Kentucky when Clint was on with us, and he's like, well, I'll see you in 20 laps. And it's like, it took me 30 laps to get back up there. I was hitting the panic button then because they weren't coming back. It's like, I was like, okay, they should start to roll back to me. Brad, you were feeding me lap times. And it's like, hey, man, like, I'm not really gaining on these guys like I thought I would be, and definitely started getting nervous. So that'll be when I hit the panic button.
So I know I'll help you with lap times stuff later in the race normally. Are you going to be asking for that earlier on throughout the race to try to figure out your plan for later on?
I don't know. It depends on, clean air. I don't know what they did to these cars, what update they dropped, but clean air is massive. And I feel like it's not as massive as in the Cup car, obviously, but it's going to matter. And being at night will help, though. So I guess it just depends on where I'm running, how far, if I'm in the lead or whatever, and if I try to manage the gap. I think at Indy, I was asking you early in the race, hey, what are they running? Like, I think Pat was behind me. Hey, what's Pat running? I was trying to manage the gap to, and see what he was doing to, can I back off a little bit in case he catches me? Then I'd have a little bit left for him. So just stuff like that. So be ready, I guess, and I don't know. Yeah, I've even thought about seeing if Kevin would join in and maybe spot for me or something. But I've used iRacing Spotter for weeks, and that's just what I'm gonna roll with. So it's I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, man.
I was just going to ask the question if you're going to try to get Kevin in or not, but you've answered that already. But
yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I just know, like we talked before the show, he's working a lot of crazy hours, and he said he was going to be watching, but I don't know if he'd be up to jump in and spot or not. But I'd also be worried that maybe he clears me and I'm not really clear or something like that. So that's, maybe I should just stick with iRacing Spotter.
Right, just like what RB said, he'd rather be mad at himself for making a mistake than mad at somebody else for putting him in a situation that he didn't need to be in. So stage-wise, coming up, like, I know the points really matter. Do you feel like you're going to be aggressive the first day? Like, I feel like all three of you need to be aggressive that first stage. You all want the points there. Is the scenario, for me, thinking about it, the scenario there is, does everybody push super hard and something happens at the end of the stage and it ruins a race for one of the three there? Do you protect yourself and stay back a little bit on that situation, or do you push for that stage win?
The goal is to keep them behind me if I can. I'm not going to go run qualifying laps. So if that's what it's going to take to keep them behind me, then I'm just going to let them go. And I will not wreck either one of them.
I know you're doing that. Yeah.
So like, I'm going to be aggressive, but hey, man, like I said, the friendships and the camaraderie with this league is more important to me than a championship. So, if we can battle it out and be safe about it and stuff like that, I want all three of us to finish the race.
Right.
I want it to come out of the last lap and stuff like that. So, if obviously the aggression is going to be cranked up, but I guess probably I would if they're side by side and going crazy, I mean, I might stick my nose in there to maybe put some pressure on them, make them at least know that I'm there. And then I guess if something happens, hopefully I'm not involved, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe we can make it through wide, I guess.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
And then there's the factor of, there's factor that there's, 15 to 17 other drivers in the race that want to do good in that last race, and they get their nose stuck in there at that in the end, or for the end of that stage, or even at the end of the race. Like I know you have pretty good vision of seeing what's going to happen and maybe potentially wrecks and stuff like that. Like, do you see a situation coming up and you like, oh, this is not going to be good, like this guy's going for a stage win or this guy's going for the win, and you see something happen, do you back off hoping that you're protected and you can finish that race, or do you just try to battle through it and maybe get by that guy, or do you kind of let the situation play out?
It depends on what lap we're at. If we're coming down to the end of the stage and I'm there, and if Pat's behind me or whatever, and like you want to win the stage, you want max points, and if someone like I will. If I don't have to fight with them and I'm in the clear and it's like, hey, this is mine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it. So I could see K-Spear being that guy. He's I've said it before. I think he'd block his grandma to win a race. So, I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. It's fine. That's how he races. It's how he's always raced. So, I mean, I can give him respect for that. So, but yeah, man, it's if I'm in the position to get max points, then I'm gonna do what I got to do to try to take that.
I could ask everybody this: are you going to ask them all the same question? Are you going to prep more this week, or practice more, or run out any situations in your mind, or are you just going to do the same as you do every week and just do your normal practicing? And I know you get on quite a bit and you practice a fair little bit. You're always sending me lap times or things that you're doing in other cars and things like that. And I get jealous of the amount of time some of you guys get to spend on the sim practicing and doing that stuff, because I basically just jump onto all my races. But are you going to do a little extra this week, concentrating on this race, or are you just going to do your normal thing and do officials and other things that you normally do?
I've already been on, I think, I don't know what it was, maybe last Sunday or something like that. I think I ran a couple laps to kind of remember my marks that I like to hit on entry, on my braking marks, or my lift points. I guess you don't really use a lot of brake, at Homestead, especially you're not really going to use any at night. But just that mainly because the last time I ran there was in a truck, so you're not going as fast, stuff like that. But so I might jump on. I start my new job on Monday, and I should be home about the same time every day. So I might get on one more time or something. But man, I love Homestead. I've turned a lot of laps there. Season 1 championship was there. Yeah, man, I'm glad it's there. I wish it was during the day for just, for me, being selfish, but I think it being at night, it's going to open up. You're going to be able to run the high side longer, stuff like that. It's going to be more multi-groove, and you're not going to have to worry about burning the tires up if you want to run the high side like you would during the day. So I don't know, man. We'll probably get on like 8:10, 8:15 like I normally do. Keep my little routine and join Dove there in voice chat and get ready to go to war.
Do you have any pre-race rituals that you like to do before every race that you do every time, that if you don't do it, you feel like you haven't done, you're messed up for the night?
I take a shower. That's what I do before I race, because we get up and go to church on Sunday. So we get up at 6:00. So the races usually end 10:30, 11. So I always jump in the shower about the same time ish, and that kind of, I wouldn't say it kind of helps me calm down, because if anything, it probably amps me up. It wakes me up and gets me going. But I guess I just feel fresh. I guess I don't know.
No, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. You feel good and ready to, just see what happens.
Who do you feel like is all three of you are great, but who do you feel like is your strongest competitor heading into this race, for at this track?
Man, I don't know. I guess probably Pat, just from how he's been running recently, but like RB's always been fast. Like ever since we started racing together, he's always been fast. He's always been good at saving tires. The one thing that I think has made him even better is cranked up the aggression, and sometimes that's all it takes. I mean, you get pushed around, you get kind of tired of it. It's like, hey, I'm gonna start pushing back, and maybe people give you more respect, give you more room, and then your talent kind of really, really shows. So I guess Pat. I mean, but like I said, RB's he's cranked the aggression up. So it could be any of them. Whatever. I know it's gonna be a dogfight for all three of us, and I think come down to the stage, we're all as long as nothing happens, I think all three of us will be right there fighting for the stage win.
So a few weeks ago, you were stressed, on nerves, on edges after a bad race in Michigan. Very calm most of the time. You only get hyped up in certain moments. Are you more on edge going into Homestead than you've been throughout the year? Or
I've had a lot of things going on in my personal life the last, I don't know, couple, 2 or 3 months. And that's in my job too. Like, I hate the job that I have had. And I had the same job for 10 years prior. So with the job change that I didn't like and then stuff going on in my personal life, it definitely affected, racing. I mean, when I won those 3 in a row to start the playoffs, like it was right, like leading, like it was right after that was when kind of things kind of happened in my personal life. And I guess things have kind of calmed down on that front. So I think it's what goes on outside of racing is probably has more of an effect on me than this does. This is supposed to be my getaway. It's supposed to be fun. It is stressful, but it's I can manage it as long as things are kind of calm in my personal life, So
it's
hopefully,
like a fun kind of stress.
yeah, it is. I love getting on here and love racing with everybody, like I said, but hopefully things kind of stay calmed down here and for good, but you never know what happens. But you guys will know because I've talked to both of you about what's going on. So
it's crazy. People at home watching this and don't know a lot about sim racing or whatever. But I mean, just like real racing or real life, I mean, it takes a lot of mental ability and you have to be focused in on your game to do the real life of being an athlete in real life or racing in real life. If you're having trouble outside the track or whatever, it does affect the track. And it just goes to show how intense the sim racing really is or how realistic it can be and how focused you need to be week in and week out. And if you have one thing going on that affects that, it really shows up in the sim, and it says a lot for iRacing and for how these leagues are run and how competitive it really is, that one mental thing can make a huge difference on how you do play the game or the sim per se. Like it's crazy to me to think about all that.
Yeah, I mean there was a couple times where I was done. Even after I'd won 3 in a row, I was done. I didn't want to do it no more. It's just I just feel like if I can't be me, can't be on top of my game, I'm not going to do it. And, Jason, thanks to you and, Brad, talked to you and talked to Kevin and some couple guys I work with, I kind of able to keep pushing on and keep pushing on. And then we had Michigan, I didn't think I was going to race that night. Wasn't in the mood, just didn't feel it and was really struggling just mentally and everything. And then we get wrecked out. And that just kind of boiled over. And I mean, I think Brad messaged me and said, "Hey, you're still in this, man. Let's go, go get Indy, and it took a couple of days for me to I actually made plans. I was done. I was going to go do something else that next weekend and kind of get away.
Supposed to go to dirt racing.
Yeah, I remember you. I remember you messaging me and saying, "Hey, man, sorry to disappoint you. This championship's over for me." And I'm like, "Man, it's not even close. Like you've still got a chance at this. Everybody's got a chance, and just keep going and go after it next week." And I think the one thing I did say to you was, if it can't, like same thing I told my kids, if you're doing something and it can't be fun, you shouldn't be doing it. So you need to make it fun and still enjoy it. And we all do it for competition and we want to be the best we can be, but if you're not enjoying it, you have to make it so it's enjoyable and it's something fun to do.
Yeah I mean, it kind of got lucky, I guess, that weekend. I just wanted to get away. I wanted to go do something and to get out of the house. And been working 6 days a week, 60 plus hours, and I was like, man, I just was to the point where it's like, like going and getting out of this dang house and doing something that I really enjoy outside was more important than racing. I was able to go do something Friday night that helped, and then Saturday night the thing ended up getting canceled because of the weather. And I kind of knew going into it was like, you check the weather, 3 or 4 days ahead was 80% chance of rain. It's like it's not going to happen, So then I was able to kind of just refocus. Hey, let's like Dove said, let's go get Indy, go win Indy, and see what happens from there.
I think you're the favorite going into this. I feel like you got a little bit of nerves happening. I think one thing that makes it less nervous is once you get into the race and you finally get going and it goes to go green, all three of you guys will kind of just settle in and do your thing. Pat's pretty calm and RB's pretty laid back, and yourself, you get a little amped up. But I think when it comes down to everybody, all three of you want to do the race tonight. Everybody wants to get it over with and done with and see where it finishes, and you have a week to think about it. But I think the nerves happen, like you said. You have your shower, you get the nerves happening and stuff like that. But as soon as that session opens up and you do your qualifying and it goes green, everybody kind of just sets back in. And I think it's going to play out the way you said. All three of you are going to be aggressive at the stage. I'm hoping all three of you are going to be there at the end of the race. Hopefully there's not. I mean, as much as there's 15 or 17 other drivers in there that are all going to go for a win and prove themselves at the end of the season. I hope there's not something with other drivers that affect the three of you during that race, or even the other top five. There's guys that could still possibly, bad case scenario, three of you wreck together in the first 2 laps and you're all at the very end and somebody else, somebody in 4th or 5th wins the race and wins the stages. There's a possibility they jump up there. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but it is a scenario that happens. But I think the way you said, like, I hope it all works well. It all stays green. None of you guys get involved with each other and it works out that, may the best man win at the end, I guess you should say. But it's been great watching it all. I've tried to, towards the end of the season, especially since this podcast started, I've tried to watch more of the races and be obviously for me to talk about it and pay attention more. So I've been like watching all you guys. Plus I race with most of you guys in other leagues. So I know a lot of your guys' abilities and things. And I'm super impressed with it. I'm really, really happy with the way the season's gone for you guys. And, thanks to Signature for broadcasting all the races and all the guys at ChopShop for putting it on. But I don't have any more questions for Tyler, Brad, but I think if we brought all three guys up and we had a little chat with them all and go over some fun moments, and let's see who they're worried about most in this race of causing something. I think I hope it's not you, Brad, that they're all worried about, but
I gotta plug my phone in here.
Okay. RB sitting back saying, like, God, I hope Brad doesn't wreck me next week.
Listen, they're all worried about Dove. How aggressive is Dove going to be this
Well, I
week?
technically don't think, honestly, that you should be allowed to race if you're Tyler's crew chief for the night. Because if you cause something that happens between Pat and RB, that looks really suspicious to me.
No, so
Yeah.
I think it was Texas that Pat was coming up on me, and I was a lap car, and I raced Pat with 100% class respect. He knew what I was doing. I had fresh tires with him, and he knew that I was just bored and racing him with respect. He was so frustrated.
Hey,
I
Pat.
remember him.
I told Dove that I would have punched him in the face racing like that when I'm racing
I
for
actually said the same. Said the
You
same
sure
thing.
did.
I was mad. I was like, I can't believe you did that. I was upset. I was like, that's not the way I race. Well, just plug to Dairy Queen because they've been providing my drinks this episode. So big plug. Maybe we can get some Dairy Queen involved here, Brad.
Yeah, we're going to plug in some Dairy Queen right there.
Tyler's
You're
upside down.
Tyler.
That's not the way you want to
I
finish the race there, Tyler.
Yeah, better pull my dang phone in here.
Listen, that's Days week on Thursday, so almost.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about. I just got out of the hospital today after that wreck on Thursday. That was the craziest thing I ever had.
So you guys, all three, have battled each other all week. You guys normally probably don't hang out all the time together. So this is basically a time to shoot the crap about going into this upcoming Saturday, and just where
I
you
think it's
guys
funny
all
because
at?
they're the three. I just think it's funny that the three calmest drivers in the league. There's no rivalries or punching to be thrown here. It's the wrong. We kind of need one guy in here that causes trouble all the time. But I guess that's you, Brad. But you're not in there for the hunt for the championship.
Listen, if I was in the hunt for the championship, they'd all have to worry about getting wrecked.
They would have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Listen,
For
I'd
sure.
wreck my grandmother for a championship.
Yeah, you and Case Beer both.
Listen,
Good,
next
so.
year, Tyler's going to have to worry about me because he's coaching me. So everybody watch out. Tyler's been giving me
We
tips.
all watch out for you every week, Brad. We all do.
Yeah, Dove, please don't. Don't wreck anybody.
Listen, my strategy at stage is 4 tires and fuel.
Don't wreck anybody. Don't cause a late race caution. Don't.
I saw the
put
intentional wreck last week, and I gave. I don't know if you guys watched the episode, but I gave him a hard time for that one, and he said, "I had my reasons." I said, "There's no reason for what you did in that race at all. It doesn't
The
make."
car
I
did
don't.
not want to turn.
Yeah, it did not want to turn, and it didn't want to let out. If your throttle gets stuck too, because I saw you accelerate at the end of that video, but. Yeah, it is what it is. Do you guys? I haven't watched the whole season, but has there been any run-ins between the three of you this season that we need to worry about coming up into this last race? I know nobody's going to wreck each other for the races kind of thing, but is there any funny moments or things that happened between the three of you guys that kind of change the way your season went or how you race each other throughout the season?
I almost
I
wrecked
don't. I
Tyler
mean,
once.
not for
No.
me. I mean, I was a little fired up at RB when we was it last weekend at that restart,
Yeah.
but just because I lost my bonus points for no incident points, but
Yeah.
that's gonna happen, man.
I was on the outside. Now I fired off a little early too, but like I stopped, and then the guy behind me hit me,
You,
and it
yeah.
shoved me into
Yeah.
that.
That was
And I'm
Robert
like,
Dudley,
well,
by the way.
Dudley was the one that
Well-
caused you guys all to lose your incident points that we
I was happy that we all lost them. I was like,
Well,
okay,
I went
was
back
like, I'm
and
not
looked
as
too.
mad
I was
now.
like, well, I lost mine. Did Tyler lost his?
you guys all
Pat
lost at the exact
okay,
same time.
well,
Like,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
crazy part.
Yeah, and when I was, coming to the restart there and I felt that bump, I'm looking around like, am I in the restart zone yet? Or
I say though that
watching Pat's
restart
front
zone
fender, I
comes
was like,
kind of
yeah,
late.
wait for him
though.
to go, and then all of a sudden I could see in my mirror RB coming, and I was like, and I looked forward, like we're not even in the start zone yet, man. And
Yeah.
bam,
yeah, because I say because I'd be so focused that sometimes I just zone out and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should have been focused more. Maybe I should have just been looking to see if I'm really in that zone or not. So I'm just questioning all these things. I've done it myself. I've been behind somebody. It may have been Tyler. I couldn't remember who it was, but we was at Darlington, early in the season and you behind somebody try to time that restart because if you screw it up, then especially at the end of the race, it's going to be hard to get those positions back. So, even though we lost those points, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Tyler probably didn't lose any points. As good as Tyler is, it's hard to get those points back. So I'm thinking, okay, he didn't lose any points, even though he got maybe a little tap. And I'm like, okay, I got to really get these points back. So I just question all those things in my head. But, it's all good. I have a good time racing these guys, and that's part of why I do this to get my mind off the crazy world we live in these days. So
I
it's
agree.
it's all fun.
Is there anybody really in the race that you're really worried about?
I was just going to ask the same
coming
question.
up there and not so I could have the speed, or we know certain driver that's more aggressive than I am that will put you in a hard place. Are you worried about one certain driver or a couple of different drivers coming up and just ruining your whole weekend?
Can I give my prediction right now on that one driver that's going to
You
be
sure
fast
can.
and cause not necessarily hit anybody or cause a wreck, but I think he's just his aggression and speed on short runs. I think Fred Chase, if he's there, he drives it in there. He's fast for 15, 20 laps sometimes, like crazy speed, and he has no fear to drive it into any corner. And I feel like he's the guy that kind of gets not intentionally going to cause anything or whatever, but I just feel like if he's out there thinking he can get a win or he can be in that, he's going to put himself in spots that are going to make you guys think about, hey, do I back off right now or do I try to put this guy behind me? That's my prediction.
My prediction was actually case of beer. So I want your guys' prediction.
I agree there too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Mark Retchen's going to be crazy fast. Siegfried, if he shows up, he's going to be crazy fast. He seems to always click him off crazy lap times when it's night races. The Case Beer, man. Listen, him and I, we went at it earlier in the season. This season's felt like it's been 2 or 3 seasons. That is just how it's been so long. And earlier in the season, I was not a fan of his. I straight told him too. And I think from that point on, we've banged doors quite a bit. And I hope he knows, hey man, like these guys are really battling for a championship. I'm going to back off, but you never know, man. So
I've had my case of beer incident a couple of weeks ago, so I know how you're feeling right now. But how about
I'd
you,
even
RB?
throw John up there in the mix too.
I know what John was going to be. I was going to say John as well. But I think John, just being an admin and respect for the championship, he'll back out of stuff and he won't put anybody in a situation. But who you guys, Pat? Who do you think, and RB? Who do you think is going to be somebody to worry about in this race that potentially could cause an issue or that's going to stick his nose in this battle?
Oh, I think either Fred or Case Beer. Those guys are pretty fast, especially on a short run. Normally I'm just rolling around racing and I'm looking, I see either one of those two guys. I'm like, am I not going fast enough or what? So it's just, those guys are going to be pretty fast. And I know Tyler mentioned Siegfried as well. So I agree. Any of those three guys that comes to mind on my short list.
Yeah,
RB?
yeah. For me, I agree. Probably more Case Beer than Fred, just because of just because of his blocking. He blocks to a point where there's been several times that I'm just like, do it again. Do it one more time, just one more time. And
as far as I know, Jonathan has Michael Matta in his ear on Saturday nights as a spotter, which explains a lot of the blocking, because I've dealt with Michael over the years too, and Michael's a good racer too. He's fast, but man, does he likes to block the track as well. So I don't know if a lot of that comes from that or not.
Yeah, I haven't raced Michael too much. I think maybe once or twice, but
he's an aggressive driver, and he's got crazy short run speed. But yeah, he likes to use his mirror as well. And I think he's teammates with Case Spear, and he spots for him on Saturday night. So I think a lot of that blocking aggression comes from Michael in his ear, telling him where to go.
Yeah. Also, I'm worried more about probably lap cars than anything, or because in like a situation with what Dove and Pat was doing. I'm worried about that with Dove. If we're up there fighting for a championship,
I'm
just a scenario where it's the three of us.
I'm going to try to watch the race. I'm going to try to watch the race next Saturday. I'm going to try to watch it. And if I see Dove doing it, I'm just going to call him right in the middle of the race.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, hey, and I'm going to use words that aren't allowed to be in this podcast. And I'm going to tell him just to leave you guys alone. Because stuff like that bothers.
It's not just Dove either.
I know, but it's anybody. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Really, anybody in the field, I don't like calling people out, but like Culver
might the show's for.
be a problem. I've seen him race
we
the
want
leaders.
you to call people out.
We need content. We want this.
Well,
stuff.
I'll do it then. I mean, I don't care. But yeah, Jerry is someone that I've watched battle the leaders. Being a lap down. I personally, it's not my style. You can race any way that you want, but I do feel like sometime the roles are going to reverse.
I agree,
and I think drivers remember who cut them a break and who didn't.
I agree. I've been doing this a long time, RB, and I agree with you 100%. Like that's the way I've always raced. And if I'm a couple laps down, it doesn't happen a lot. But if I'm laps down, a lot of times. Brad saw it, I think it was a few weeks ago in the trucks race. Like I'm just basically just driving around and letting guys go. I'm not, unless I can get that caution to get a lap back or whatever, I'm not fighting anybody anymore. I'm just getting out of their way and letting the race fall in the hands of the racing gods, and hopefully you get your lap back. But I agree with you. I hope there's more respect in this championship race when it comes to the lap cars, and they understand who's in the championship for sure. Tyler, you're back. We lost you for a minute.
I don't know why my video is not showing up, but yeah, my phone.
We've got your video.
We got you now.
Okay, I can't see myself, so
yeah.
But
you're good. We could see you.
You're looking great, so we can see
Thanks.
you. Yeah, all you guys are looking great. You're looking ready, calm, and collective, and ready for this championship. All three of you plan on racing O'Reilly's again next season?
Probably. If it's going to be an O'Reilly. I haven't seen a roster show up yet, so usually.
So I think it's going to be an O'Reilly. It's just what day it's going to be on. If they're going to keep it the same, I don't know yet. They're working on the fine details of that right now, and they're trying to see if it's going to be an open setup, fixed setup, stuff like that.
Get rid of I don't want to see open setups. I'm so
I
tired of open setup. I've
No.
done the open setup thing for many years. It just becomes a money battle, or who's got this setup, or who, a guy that can stay on the sim 7 days a week, and it becomes, I'm not a fan of it. I like the fixed setup. I like where it comes down to the driver, not just who can find a way to steal or buy the best setup that's out there and that kind of stuff. So I like fixed setup.
Listen,
myself.
between me and Tyler and RB and Pat Green, I'll share the setup with all three of them. We'll buy one each week if it goes open setup.
For sure. There's nothing wrong with open setup. The thing I like about open setups, not so much as the initial setup, but to be able to make a couple adjustments during the race. Yeah. That's the only thing I enjoy. But I wish you could do fixed setups. Everybody has to start with the same thing, but then you could make a wedge adjustment or something like that
or
through
a tire
race.
Pressure adjustment.
Or a tire pressure. I wish you could. Everybody has to start in the same thing, but once the race turns green, you're allowed to make those small adjustments. That's where I'd like to see iRacing go with fixed setups, where you can go into a race and you can make the same adjustments you can make during a race, and that would be the only way to do kind of like an open fixed type deal. I don't know why that hasn't happened over the years, because it feels like it's something simple that could happen.
I hope they bring the choose cone. That's one of the big things I hope for.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see too.
I agree.
So Y'all have been racing for a couple of seasons over here, Chop. Do you plan on moving up? Well, RB runs trucks. Do you plan on running maybe Cup next season or anything like that? RB, Pat runs. I think you run all three. Tyler, and your plans.
Well, for me, the only reason I don't run the Cup Series in Chop is because Fridays is kind of tough for me in general. You know, like I usually I don't do anything Saturday, I don't do anything Sunday besides race. So if I'm gonna have a day to where I can tell people that hey, I do have a life, it's gonna be Friday. So yeah, that's the only thing keeping me out of that.
I want to run Cup every week. I start my new job on Monday, so Saturdays will be limited to like holidays and stuff like that for the most part. So gonna try to finish the rest of the Cup season. I'd like to run trucks, especially going forward with this. They're gonna try that incident, rule and stuff like that. I think that's gonna clean the trucks up a lot. But man, it's tough to end a race at 10:30, 11 o'clock and try to like get calmed down and stuff and go to bed and be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when I'll be getting up every day. So probably not going to run anything other than Friday and Saturday. And I do plan on coming back for O'Reilly. Hopefully they don't change it to a different day, because if it's a weekday, then I guess you all have fun, because I won't be there. I'm not super old, but I'm getting old enough to where getting 3 hours of sleep and trying to work a 10, 12-hour day is not in the cards for me.
You're still a young buck.
I'm a super old guy.
Yeah.
You're
for
probably
myself,
the youngest one in the championship run, Tyler.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I'm still too old to do that. So,
what's your plans, Pat?
Yeah, I for sure plan to be back in O'Reilly if, hopefully still have it on Saturdays. That's kind of like the hot day for me, not working, and, it's a good time to unwind and, like I say, get my mind off the craziness and all. Yeah, I don't mind running Cup either. It's since been focused on this championship, I kind of stepped away from some of the other activities that way, because it's how some of these cars drive is like apples and oranges, especially with the Cup car. So I just kind of wanted to step away from that, even though it was a time I was running more Cup than anything else. So yeah, once this is over, I'll probably dive into some of the other series a little bit more. I enjoy all of them, but for sure, I plan to be back with the O'Reillys next season.
And what's your guys' opinion on next season? I think they're going to implement a rule where guys like me who have a little bit higher I rating, which even though I haven't done an official race in 6 years, but allowing a higher I rating guy enter, I think they're talking about maybe 5 races for the season, just a limited schedule, not be in it for points, just to go out and add a little bit to the field and just go out and have some fun. I plan on, if I get a chance to run, I'm probably just going to do short tracks or whatever if you're at any of those. But what's your guys' opinion on allowing a few guys to jump in every once in a while for let's say 5 races?
I love it. Go ahead. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. I love racing guys like Nate. I just follow him, and try to learn everything I can from him, and Stryker and Colby and all those guys. I just like to follow those guys and see what they're doing. And I imagine I would do the same thing in the O'Reilly if it comes to it.
Yeah, I'm open to it. I race a lot of those guys that's probably going to be participating. I race them in some of the other series anyway. It's like, hey, bring it. I don't mind, a lot of those guys I like racing around. Like Orby say, you can run with them and learn something from them. Is it maybe something that you may be lacking on and you could kind of fine tune? I don't mind at all.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I love racing with Nate. Maybe one of these days I'll get good enough to chase him, at least in a Cup car.
And we're all
probably never pass him, but maybe I'll get to chase him.
Yeah.
So I did chase him in an O'Reilly car. We had a bye week, and I put up a race, and Signature, he broadcasted it and did the race control and everything. And me and Nate went at it for quite a while there. It was at Old Atlanta, and gave him everything I had, man. He still walked all over me there the last 10, 15 laps or whatever. So, Jason, I hope you would, maybe even try out a bigger track than the short tracks, because, those cars are a lot of fun. And
yeah, they are, yeah. I'm just a short track guy. I just love it. And if I'm going to take a chance to get in, I want to be able to race with you guys. I enjoy racing with you guys in all the other series. And, you guys all know me as, I like to pride myself in being a clean driver and not causing any issues. And I find that the same with all you guys. And I just want to get in and run. And I love the way the O'Reilly car runs, the way it drives. It's old school, more old school racing to me with the offset rear ends, the way they drive. You're more on that right rear. compared to the cup cars, and I want to be able to get in there with you guys. But just an example of running with guys and chasing people down. Not many people probably didn't see the race, but you and I had a huge battle, Tyler, when the Sim 5, when we did the Signature Esports Coca-Cola 600 or the Signature 600. You and I battled. And even RB was there too. RB was in that third. I think he ran third in that race as well. But you and I had a long green flag run at the end of that race. And that was a long day. It was like 8 or 9 hours. We were in the RB and I were both in the Indy 500 and the Coke 600. But you and I battled well, and I didn't know if I was going to have anything for you. You impressed me a lot in that cup car that day, but in the end, I end up pulling away from you and getting that win. But it was a lot of fun, and I think that was kind of the day I got to know you a little better and earned a lot of respect and saw how great a race car driver you really are. So it was a fun day.
Yeah, thank you. No, that was a lot of fun. It's probably the best I've ever done in that car. I mean, I've had a couple. I guess I have podium once or twice on Friday nights, but I don't know. I love Charlotte in those cars. It's a lot of fun. So that was a lot of fun too. I knew who you were from watching. I used to always try to watch the cup races. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. It'd be a good time. Just keep on racing. So,
Dove,
I'm enjoying this.
I'm loving this open forum too.
Listen,
We're just over an
this.
hour now though, so I don't know if we want to keep all these guys for forever. But
So, you guys got any final thoughts that you guys want to give everybody out there that's going to be watching this? And by the way, we might be getting put on a radio station by Jason, so everybody knows. So if it happens, it's going to be awesome.
And make sure you guys plug your sponsors too as well.
Yes, plug your sponsors.
Who's helped you out all season. So make sure you do that as
So,
well.
and I want to say, y'all go out there and battle the heck out of it. I want to see a 3-wide finish. I would love to see it just because it would be cool to happen.
I want 3 wide with 2 guys sideways. That's what I want right at the end of the race.
Like this? And
like this wedged, one guy in the middle, wedged to the line. That's what I want to see.
I don't know. My heart can't take that, guys. Okay,
No.
So it's gonna have to take 1 blood pressure pill. I don't need to take 2. So.
Well, you might have to take 2.
Yeah.
Let's start with third place right now, and RB, give your final thoughts and your shout outs for this season.
Well, good luck to everybody in the last race. Thank you to you guys. Really the only shout out I got for putting this on and letting us all come hang out and get to know each other, and right before we try to kill each other, which is awesome. And I will do my best to race you both clean. I promise. Good luck to both of you. And
But I don't see his hands right now. He's in there like
yeah. Yeah. I promise though. Yeah. I'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Pat Green.
Yeah, it's been a blast all season, and for the points to be this close, I think it's going to be a pretty good show, and it's been fun battling RB and Tyler, and I think it's going to be more of the same on Saturday night, and knocking on this fake wood here. Hopefully, we can finish it out, racing hard, battling like we've always been, and thanks to Brad and Jason for having us on. I've been watching the show for the past few weeks now, and it is now to finally be on the show has been a blast. Yeah, looking forward to next week and finally getting that started and letting those nerves go out into space.
Listen, whoever wins next on Saturday, you guys better have your Mondays cleared because this championship celebration
it's coming on here. Yeah.
Yeah, just thanks to ChopShop, for putting this on and creating, just a great league with a bunch of great dudes. I've raced in some other leagues, some of the same leagues RB's raced in, and him and I have had conversations about, one league in particular that not the biggest fan of how some of those guys race, and you don't get that here, in Chop. And it's every series you race, everyone for the most part has respect. I mean, you're always going to have a couple guys, but and that just goes to all the admins, how everything's ran. Signature for that dude, he must put a lot of work in, because I'll tell you what, his broadcasts just keep getting better and better. So I hope all 3 of us can put on a crazy good show for the last one of the season. Brad, you for coming on board, joining me and Kevin back when you did, and now you've kind of you've stuck with me. Kevin's been out and feeding me lap times. It's a lot easier when I don't have to look at my screen to see where I'm at.
Just make sure I'm on straightaway when you ask.
Yeah. So thanks for putting up with my attitude too when I get all wound up and tense and stuff like that. So
Oh, we get you
preseason.
calmed right back down. It's
We're
okay.
not getting mad. And then, Jason, both of you for doing the podcast every week. I've been on a couple of times now, and it's a blast, and I look forward to watching every week. So, Pat, RB, I'm ready to battle with you guys. It's going to be a great time. I know you guys are going to give me everything you got, and it's going to be a clean race. So, yeah, guys, can't wait. I wish it was tonight, man. I wish we didn't have to wait a week. So, good luck. I hope you guys have a great week, and good luck in all your races, and I'll be ready to go to battle with you boys next Saturday night.
Listen, I'm kind of glad that they gave us a week off because it builds the intensity for all you guys. Like, the pressure's on all three of you, and, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, to hear everybody say that they wanted to get it over with today, you're right, Brett. It kind of it makes it in a way better. It ramps it up. I think it's sort of the same as any professional sport. You go to the week of Super Bowl, like they have that off week in between, and you could tell the football players, they all want to go and they want to play right away because they don't want that week off. They don't want that week to deal with the media and all that pressure and all these things heading into that weekend. So it's kind of like that same situation. You guys are heading off to the Super Bowl next weekend, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to it. I really appreciate all you guys being on the show. It's been a great season. I'm rooting all of you on. I'm not just I'm just rooting Tyler on. All three of you guys are great drivers, and I'm looking forward to that 3-wide finish at the end as well. And whoever ends up with it deserves it. And you've all had a great season, and I really appreciate you all being here today.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Me and Jason both picked Tyler to win the championship, so everybody knows.
Killing me.
Okay,
Killing me.
so that's out there, so everybody can hate on us for having a favor.
If they want to know what
Yes, we have picked them.
Yeah.
But,
I want to know what the stats are in Vegas. Let's see
the stats in Vegas right now.
Statistics in Vegas. Yeah.
On Tyler Lemon on the odds. I'm gonna put what are the odds? We put money on RB.
How much money is everybody going to lose when RB wins?
Listen, I'm not losing any because I put money on all three of you. I'm not losing.
That's
any.
right. That's what I'm saying.
I also put money on myself for streaking across the infield, and I'm going to run myself across it like the guy did in the Super Bowl. The smartest thing ever. The guy puts $50,000 on somebody streaking, and then he runs across it himself and makes like I think he made like $5 million or something. It was crazy.
I'm going to get
Control
RB's
your own
autograph.
variables.
I'm going to hop over the wall, get his autograph.
Somehow I got to figure out how to get your guys' autographs anyway. I don't know how we do this online or whatever, but I'd like to get. Well, I want to be able to get it so everybody that's been on the show, we start getting autographs and we have like something on the wall. I want to make something that works that way, so that'd be kind of cool.
We can definitely do something like that.
Sign a piece of paper and take a picture of it.
Yeah, something like that. We'll make something work.
No, you can actually. So there's something that you can actually do an autograph right on your screen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but then I can use it to get stuff from their bank accounts. We don't want to do that. We don't want their digital signature. I don't want to be doing that stuff.
So I want to show you guys the last little image we have. I want to give a shout out to Stryker for helping make these designs and these cool things.
AI is the best.
AI is great
for that stuff.
Freaking going in the championship weekend, 3 drivers, 1 championship going to be crowned. Glory is earned, legends are crowned. Just so everybody knows. Here is the point standings going into the final race. Pat Green trails by 5, RB by 8, Fred Chase by 43, Jonathan Casebeer by 53, and Robert Dudley by 66. Those bottom two are mathematically eliminated. It would take a huge thing for Fred Chase to be in here,
and that's where I said we needed Fred's aggression this week because he knows he needs to get in there and win everything this week, and you guys all need to have bad nights. So I mean, Fred's not going to be that guy, but that's where that aggression for him will ramp up, and he'll be running in at every corner as fast as he can.
What's he behind?
He's 43 back.
43 back.
43 back. So
he would need all three of you to rack.
I did the math again, like at 46 points. If he goes out and gets every point, assuming I'm correct in that 58 points is the most amount of points we can earn. Tyler Lemon, you have to finish 23rd.
You'd have to even have, and hopefully you guys even have 20. You guys might not even have 20 guys. So for this last race, so it's a tough one. Yeah,
highly not likely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick that sponsors us and allow us to do this thing. Dub Farm LLC, Frago Paints, C2 Gaming's My Three Sons, Tracker Racing, Baller Status, Speedy Trophies, Admin Box, Stay Tuned Sports, Premier Racing Setups, MC Graphics, Hoosier Tires, Chopping Out Media, Chop Shop Weekly, Inside the Rig, the Dove Bomb, and LTX.
And Dairy Queen for this episode.
And Dairy Queen for this episode.
Brad, I wanted to give you a shout out. That was the best sponsors plugs you've given yet. You didn't stutter at all until you got to the Chop Shop one. I was like, oh damn it, you made it so far and it was so clean. And I was like, oh my god, he's doing the best.
So
you know what? Chop Shop is hard to say. Like when you say
times.
Chop Shop something all the time, it's really hard to say. It's like a tongue twister. I really wish they changed the name to something that flowed a little better.
So it's Chopping Up Media that gets me screwed up, but right after that it's Chop Shop Weekly, and then it goes right into Dove Bomb, so it's a lot easier to flow off that. But yeah, it's always great having you guys. We do appreciate you, Tyler, RB, and Pat Green for showing up. We're going to, and Jason Day, you know, my co-host up there at the top. I do appreciate you, even though you ate Dairy Queen in front of me.
I was hungry. I was gone all morning. I was working on my son's car. I couldn't help it. I was like starving. I was like,
Listen, you made me hungry, even though I just had some Oreos. But we wish you, every one of you, the best of luck going in next week. And, you know, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to be enjoying it in the race with you guys. I'm going to be enjoying getting the inside detail right from Tyler. Maybe RB, I'll sneak you into the chat. You can listen in. I'll like backdoor stream it right to you.
I'm gonna log into Discord and I'm gonna watch the race, and if any lap cars are causing issue, I'm just gonna pop them into Discord and I'm gonna yell at them to get out of your guys' way. So that's gonna be my job next Saturday.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And
lap cars stay out of
I'm gonna be at Brad all the time. Brad, don't do it.
Yeah.
No,
Brad, don't
it
do
ain't gonna be me.
I do that all the time, Brad. Don't do it.
Pat's
Don't
Pat's
cause
over
the
there. I can't
caution,
see him right now because this video's not working, but Pat's nodding his head like, Brad, don't do it. I know he is right now. Yeah.
Yes, please don't race me with 10 laps to go.
Listen, unless I'm in the top 5, I'm not racing you guys hard at all.
Even if you're in the top 5, don't even.
I'm going after a win at that point.
Top 5 is fair, but
it's fair.
If you're a lap down,
I'm telling you this right now.
But if you're top 5 and a lap down, you're not racing them. Like if they're the only 3 guys in the lead lap, get out of their way.
Oh,
if I'm a lap down, I'm gonna get out of the way.
Now if I'm up in the top 3 and battling Tyler and RB for the win, guys, I will move. Happens.
I will move
you. I promise. If I have to, don't make me move my crew chief, please.
Yeah,
I'll be.
I want to know. I want to know if that claim is still open.
No, it's closed. It said racing incident.
Oh, I'm talking about going into the next race. Like who claims this?
I think race control, right?
Yeah, race
you
control
lose
calls
points.
it.
Yeah, race control does all the claims on the final race. So that would be Nate's job.
Be nice to Nate this week.
You might want to send him some cookies or something if you plan on doing.
Well, I'm gonna send him a message and say that just tell Brad to stay out of my way, and it won't happen. So.
And every time the leader gets around Brad, there's black flags and for stop and go. That's what you need to do.
Yeah,
just whatever you do. If you win the race, don't get the Dove Bomb too. Okay.
Yeah,
I think you're probably the only one.
I am the only
in
one
history.
No, Nate's done it.
Oh, really?
Nate's done it.
Yeah, Nate's the only guy I know that can get completely wrecked and destroyed and still come back and win a race. I have no idea how that happens.
Turtle power.
Turtle power. I saw. I think it was was it 2 seasons ago, Brad, where he did the truck series. He flipped over, he basically flipped over the fence and flying through the air. He did helicopters. Was wrecked. Came back and it somehow came back and won the race. I don't know how many
barrel
laps.
rolled it.
Yeah,
landed on his wheels and ended up going to pit road, fixing all his damage.
Yeah.
And he was still fast.
Came back and won the race. And the next week I got bumped in the back end and stayed on the track and I had 18 minutes worth of damage. So I don't know how that even works.
I love my racing. It's damage.
It was insane.
It's the turtle shell. It protects them from everything. That's what it is.
By the way, I want to remind everybody that we got my race coming up tonight. Everybody that's donated, I do appreciate every single one of you, every driver that's racing in it. I appreciate every single one of you too. We've got Bollinger's race coming up, the Battle for East, September 18th, a race for life. It's a race at Texas, 2 stages, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires with 2 green-white checkers. The entry fee is $30, and they're doing payouts for the pole position, the stage winners, and the winner, I believe.
Yeah, and it's also going to be a custom 3D printed trophy as well, which I'll have an image of that coming soon, because that's still in process. And the 3 stages will be the two stage breaks, and then 2 stage breaks, and then the checkered flag.
Welcome back, Bollinger.
Yeah, welcome back, Bollinger. All our fans missed you, and you didn't get all the love from all our ladies. I also want to give a shout out to
Linda Hackett.
Linda Hackett.
Hi, Linda Hackett. She's our big #1 fan, I guess. So, shout out to Linda and everybody else that watches.
I also want to give a shout out to Clint Hackett over there at Regulatory Racing, I said
Regulator.
Regulator Racing.
Regulate.
Over on the
Ain't you
Black
seen Young
app.
Guns?
Yeah. I want to give a
Great
shout
movie.
out to him. I want to give a shout out to Jason. I want to also give a shout out to our boys over at Chopping Up Media, John
doing a
and
great
Striker, doing a fantastic job. You guys will get more content on that on Monday. I want to thank every single one of you all for showing up. And Jason, anything else?
No, I just want to say congrats to all three of you guys. Congrats to the top 5, top 6, everybody. The whole list of drivers for this season. It's been a great O'Reilly season. Thanks to Nate for being race controller all season. He's keeps you guys straight and narrow. Thanks to Jason at Signature for broadcasting. Thanks to all the guys at ChopShop for putting on such great series. All their series are great. But yeah, congrats to you three for making the top 3, and good luck to you all. And hoping to be able to watch next week and cheer you all on.
And we look forward
Thank
to
you.
talking to you guys after that race that following Monday. We're going to we'll probably bring all 3 of you on just to see each side of it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. We appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you click the like button. If you're not subscribed or following, hit the subscribe or follow button. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate you guys very much.
Adios, fellas.
Thank you.
Yeah. Monday at the chop shop, hood up, eyes low, 2 cars in the bay, and the whole block knows. Rumors in the morning, they spread like fire. Who got the faster line? Who got the tighter tire? I seen you on the screen, clean hands, hard stare. Virtual track, but the pressure's still there. I racing nights, you ghosting through the bend. One bad break move and the whole thing in. Come on, keep it in line. Side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop shop weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop shop weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop shop weekly, we gon' blink, don't freeze. Chop weekly, run with the bees. Friday night, same names, new grudge, old talk, new scars, same cold judge. You wanna race clean, but the story gets bent. One click too close, now the whole thing went. Wheel to wheel and the mirrors all blur. He cut your lane like he wanted the burn. Engine screaming, head full of rage. Everybody got a clip for the feed, next page. I saw the wreck in the replay spin, metal and pride and a twisted grin. And the worst part, they still ask for more, said run it back when they hit the floor. Come on, keep it in line, side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop shop weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop shop weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop, we come blink, don't freeze. Chop weekly, party with the bees. Late lap, tense air, hands like steel. Everything fake till the tires feel real. Virtual smoke and a real life spike. Same old hunger every Friday night. They said slow down, I said watch me pass. Tail to nose and I'm built to last.